Noi siamo arrivati come sempre, ci aspettavamo di tutto perché questi interventi.
We arrived at the apartment, and as always, we were ready for anything. Because with these house calls, you can expect a robbery, an attack, a scam targeting the elderly, because we get a lot of those. But actually, when we arrived, we just saw this old couple, sitting at the table, quietly hand in hand. The man was crying and moaning, saying things like, "We don't feel well." We thought he was in pain, that there was something physically wrong with him. So we asked him, "Has there been a break-in? Have you hurt yourself?" But his wife said, "No, we just feel lonely. We're sad."
Were they surprised to see you turn up?
No, non erano sorpresi.
No, they weren't surprised. They saw us, and they looked pleased that someone had actually come to see them. It's hard to explain, really. It's almost as if they'd been acting that way to attract someone's attention.
Avessero agito proprio per attirare l'attenzione di qualcuno.
And is that why you decided to stick around? And you cooked them dinner, is that right?
Sì, al momento che la signora c'è che il soccorso.
Yes, that's right. We'd called the paramedics to the house as a matter of course, just to make sure that they were both okay. And as soon as they assured us that there was nothing physically wrong with them, they left. And so once they left, I asked the lady what the problem really was. She looked at me, and her eyes were filled with tears. And she said that the problem is that we feel lonely. We feel sad. I'm 87, and my husband's 94. So we said, "Look, madam, it's 8:30, it's dinner time. Seeing as the paramedics have said that you're fine, why don't you just relax, watch some television, have some dinner?" But the lady said to me, "Look, to be honest, we don't even have the will to eat. We can't manage it. Our loneliness has meant that we can't even cook anymore. So we're just going to eat this bunch of grapes for our dinner." They had this bunch of shriveled up grapes on their table. So my colleague said, "Madam, a bunch of grapes isn't enough for dinner. You should be eating something more substantial." So he went into the kitchen and found some spaghetti. And as a joke, he said, "Madam, if you like, we'll make you some dinner." But as soon as they heard this, they practically ran into the kitchen, sat down at the table and said, "Yes, we'd love you to." Well, we've all got grandparents. We're all grandsons. So as soon as we saw this, it sort of broke our heart. So we said, "Sure." So we made them some spaghetti with a bit of butter and a bit of cheese.
I'm intrigued, though, as to why this couple felt so lonely. I mean, not only have they got each other, but also the impression we have outside Italy is that families look after their grandparents, the elderly members of their family. Why do you think they felt so alone?
Perché c'è proprio un problema familiare.
Well, because actually, there's a family issue here. Economically, they're fine, but they've only got one son. And he's got some serious health problems, so he's not able to look after them in their old age. And besides that, we're in the month of August now, which accentuates the problems that the elderly face here. It's so hot that no one leaves the house, no one comes to visit. And there aren't any neighbours around because in Rome, everybody leaves the city in August to go on holiday. So their entire building was practically empty.
So you're glad you stepped in to help? I mean, I imagine it must make quite a difference to your usual working day. What, violence, corruption, dealing with the mafia?
Sì, effettivamente sì, perché.
Yes, because we as policemen in Italy, in Rome, we expect something much worse than this. Robberies, all kinds of things. So to end up doing something like this, it made it a fantastic day. Really spectacular. It made us feel good. And what's more, this episode has brought a lot of visibility to this sort of thing in Italy. And now we've seen lots of people in Rome, across Italy in fact, who've volunteered to start helping the elderly, who are lonely and in need. So the final outcome was brilliant.
Il risultato finale è stato ottimo.